Hello, everybody. I'm starting a few moments over here. Just a couple of minutes. Thank you for joining, everybody. We're also live on our KW Shares group, so thanks for joining, guys. I'll wait for Kim whenever she can join us. She has some challenges. Okay. We are there for you. We are here for you. So, how's everybody doing? Great. Happy Wednesday. We had a great meeting today. Earlier, if you missed it, you can go to our YouTube channel and check out the recordings from the producers panel. It was kind of cool to see what they have to say, where the mind is, etc. And one of them in the session, Kendra Miller, who's ranked as in the top 100 in the nation with KW, she, as we speak, working on her new listing Facebook ad campaign. And it's kind of cool because Kendra is not, really doing campaigns on a regular basis. So does Julie Newman, who was also ranked in the top 100, and it was, she is doing it since this whole COVID changed our business, etc. So we're here to share some insight and more kind of like step-by-step tricks and how you can utilize the system in a very, very basic way. Kim, join whenever you can. You have some challenges over there on your end. So I just want to share with you once again, both Kim and I, the steps and how to do it from command, because they made it so simple and so easy for the consumer to do it that it's a shame not to utilize the system. Not to mention that there are a few other tricks and advantages to use the our system. I see you, Kim. The KW systems, because there's some perks that Facebook and KW came up with. So let's just jump into it. And yes, this is if you're watching on Facebook Live on our group, that's this then have to become a recording that you can go back and watch afterwards. And I'll drop the link in a bit of our YouTube channel. You can always go and watch all the recordings from the past 2 years. We've been doing those classes for the past 2 years, almost 2 years, and it's all recorded, and you can go back and check out, whatever it is. So thanks everybody. And Kim, if you see any good questions while I'm speaking or what have you, let me know. Can you hear me fine, Kim, by the way? Can you?
Yes, I can hear you.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay, so let me share my screen. Kim, let me know if you can see my screen in a minute.
Not yet. There we go.
Okay, cool. So I'm in my command. Okay. And once again, we'll take you step by step how to really build a very, very, very basic, simple ad campaign that will generate leads at whatever cost that you will determine. Okay, and then how to use the little tricks to really take advantage of command to your benefit. Okay, so Okay, cool. All right, so I'm going to start, and I see some of your questions, so I'm gonna address those as we go. So if you're not sure what those icons are, you're going to click on the red button over here. You're going to see. So we're looking to do campaign. So we're going to hit campaigns. And can you see my screen properly? Someone says it's blurry, but I see it pretty good. So I'm not sure if it's blurry.
I see it
One
well.
person's on. Okay. So we here, this is the main panel. Okay. And then on the top right, I'm going to go to create new campaign. And then from here, I'm going to choose the social ad, paid. Okay, nothing more, nothing else. You can then play with other stuff, but we're going to go right now to do ad campaigns. Click on that. And this is a key. And you won't find this anywhere else. And what they did is they pretty much broke down the algorithm, the alignment of how your ad will the algorithm will work on Facebook based on the criteria. So if you're not sure what it is, so let's, for example, click on advertise listing. And here at the bottom, you can see what it means. It says this one is to promote a listing and find potential buyer. This is great. Well, what about this? Attract listings. Find sellers who are looking for agents who can sell their home. What about this? Attract buyers. Find buyers who are looking for agents to help them purchase a home, etc. So as you can see, every category over here has a very specific algorithm that they're doing for us, and you'll see later on how you can adjust that additionally if you need to. Okay, so the first thing we need to do is to put this campaign, give it a name. I just chose like this like a random listing that one of our agents have, Lena, out of the West Side office. So I'm going to put over here the address over here, and I'm going to do so either advertise listing, promote the listing and find buyers, or I can maybe attract attract buyers from it, right? I want to find buyers looking for purchase a house. In this specific case, let me just do the advertise listing. I want to promote the listing and find potential buyers, right? So then I'm going to choose Facebook. There's you can do it in I think Twitter as well, but Instagram is not linked anymore. They removed it at one point, and not sure when it's going to come back. But right now we focus on generating Facebook leads. So name, topic, what's the goal, and then Facebook. Next.
Meny, can I say something?
Sure.
Just to remind people that if you are setting up the Facebook ad, that would require the business page, not just your personal account. Twitter works a little differently, not as strict, but for Facebook, remember, you'll need your business page.
Yeah, and I'll show a quick 101 afterwards how to link those. And if you did link those, you never did any campaigns since you linked those, not if it was today, but if it was like, let's say like, more than a month or so, I'll show you how to disconnect and connect to your account again, just to refresh the connection, just for any case, right? But I'm already assuming, I'm already assuming that you already did everything, right? So as you can see, what happened over here, because it told me promote a listing, it took me to that window that it won't show you this specific window in all the options. Depends what you want to do. So now this is not my listing, you see, so I need to change that to all listings. So this is the KWMLS, which we call it KWLS, right? So this is our internal MLS, but it has all the properties. And here I'm going to search the property, search, and let me look for Lena. That should be here somewhere. For some reason it gives me a different agent over here. Interesting. Okay. I'm just going to go with that. That's fine. This is, maybe they're co-listing that. That's why. So, so here, I'm going to choose that specific listing. And as you can see, it already transferred all the information. Okay, so there's not much. I'm going to give you some tips in a minute, but if relevant, but you can see there's nothing much I need to do. So it gives me, so you have name of the goal, check, it's done. Listing, done. Now the text. Now, one thing very important, you see how the text here, if you look at the right, this is the preview. It fits perfectly because there's no bleeding. What's bleeding? Like you see, if the text over here would have been a bit longer, look on the right-hand side, there are 3 dots. It means that, the viewer will need to click on it to read more. So you're missing the point because we don't want to I'm going to delete that. So as you can see, there's no bleeding. You don't want the person to do too much besides one thing, which is click on, view more or get information or subscribe or whatever it is. That's your main goal, to take them to the next step, which is, to get closer to you. So the less information you give, the better. So the person will have more, curiosity to click more and go to the next step. Okay, so and once again, good question, guys, and I'm going to address some of those questions as we go. You're just asking questions that are way ahead. Good job. Headline right over here. So I'm gonna right over here, new listing. Right. Or new to the market, or this one won't last, or whatever, one line, one punchline that you want to add. Description, I always say over here, contact us direct, and then number, right? And then I always recommend to put your DRE number. All right, and once again, the right hand side, you can see the preview over here. So let's say this is what I'm looking for, just short and sweet, something you will see. What I do like to do as well, but once again, you don't want to create this bleeding on the right hand side, is to add all kind of different emojis, right? To those little, houses and trees and whatever. It just, attracts, and also usually it ranks higher for some reason, just because of the engagement. So that's also recommended. So I'm going to save the ad text over here. And you see the add media, so I can configure that. And I do highly, highly recommend to add either a video or a carousel, like at least like a 3-picture combination. I'll show you why in a second. So let me just add more. And you see, this is from the listing, so I don't have to go and upload anything more. So I'm just gonna add from here. That's a nice image over here. It's always gonna ask you to add and crop the picture, so you can adjust it. As you can see on the right, it has this like wide angle, or you can do it from here, let's say square, which is brilliant, okay? Because another platform lets you really to do that, which is, it's kind of like, sophisticated and just simple. Save image, and then I'm gonna add another one. So at least 3. That's a nice backyard picture. This one, wide, save image. And as you can see on the right hand side, you see the pictures are moving. And it's important because you want to get the attention of the viewer. There's nothing, once again, like viral, like to have a video of some kind. So if you don't have the ability to upload your video, and you can, as you can see over here, if you click on video, you can upload your own video or create one. But as you can see on the right hand side, it's moving, it's shifting, and it just creates more, once again, like attention. At the bottom, as you can see, there's the KW logo. If you feel like moving it to the other side, so over here, you can move to the left. Look at the preview, it moves to the left or to the right. Okay, the small things like that. Save media, so I like that better with the kind of like a moving, three images. I wouldn't add more than 3 images because it's going to lag too long. And once again, your idea is to get them click to go to the next step. So let's talk about the next step. Configure the actual ad. As Kim mentioned, I have to link that. This is my main, of course, linked page, Facebook page and account. And the page I'm looking for is, let's say, my personal page. And look at the right-hand side, it's changed right now to my own page. Okay? So that's the first thing. Secondly, always keep that on the use Facebook lead generation form. I wouldn't, change that because that's the easiest way to capture the leads versus something else. Can you do a site or landing page? You can do it too, but I'll show you like just a trick how to add the landing page anyways, because if someone went to the landing page and decided not to put the information, right, then you missed this out. If you go to the Facebook lead gen form, then it forced them to, in order to get to your page, to put their basic information first. That's how you get like, the lead, and it's like, once again, more user-friendly. So this is how you want to change or adjust your button on the right over here, learn more, or you can, sign up, apply now, whatever is relevant. Hopefully at one point they'll be able to let us modify it, so
Meny, can I throw in there that if you choose use a site or landing page, actually they do have to fill out a lead generation form anyway in order to get to that site or landing page. So it's advantageous because you're getting the lead generation form and you're sharing the site or landing page with them to get them more information and to get them hooked on more onto that property.
Right.
So
it's the same. Correct. Yeah, it's the same thing. However, the Facebook lead gen form is more user friendly, and it will take you at the end of the day to the same destination as you want to. So I'm going to show you, and of course you can duplicate ads as well. I'm going to show you how to do that as well. Thanks for the mention. So here, after you click on the learn more, you get to the follow-up destination URL. Okay, so, and remember, by now you already captured their information. If you went to either one of those stages, right or left. Excuse me. Okay, so but then the question here, what do you want for them to look at? So most people will add, and I don't have an example over here, right? But let's say there's some kind of Matterport link. Let's say there is some kind of virtual tour link, etc. Maybe you want to link it to your website, right? Like you did it over here to begin with. But I don't recommend, because those are more of a passive, dead end street figure of speech. What you want to do is to create like an endless loop, so you're gonna get more data and more information from the person, and this person is gonna basically will be entering into the world of command, and by doing that, once again, you're creating, the person will land in your database automatically. And that's once again why command is so sophisticated, and all these pieces talking to one another, and you have the option to utilize it. Okay, so what am I going to add over here? I'm going to teach you in a minute how to do it as well. I'm going to add the landing page from a site or a single property website that you ahead of time created. Okay, so let's say it's this one, right? Even though I'm going to show you how to create the one for that specific listing, your listing, right? And basically I'm done with that part. Now, what you can do over here, you can choose to either not, you can uncheck the. Oh, sorry. You can uncheck this button over here, and instead of doing, a territory, right, like a radius of some kind, which is one option, or you can do a specific targeting, okay? And you see, you can do a specific location, right? So naturally, this is where the listing came up in that specific area, and let's say I'll do maybe 15 mile. I think actually this is the minimum. You can actually even go under. Let me just try to do 10 mile. You see, it wants you to do it under 15 mile. If you ask me why, I don't know. If I had to guess, maybe that's what, once again, the Facebook and KW, when they build those algorithms, the Facebook people gave us all the package, all those steps to make it the more statistically most efficient for you guys as a lead gen form, how to really build those platforms instead of just guessing and do stuff and whatever, right? So one of the questions here was, how long in advance do you think we should generate the leads? I'm going to show you in a minute, but this one, for example, the radius, the miles, that gives you an idea what Facebook statistically experiencing that you should utilize, right? So 15 miles, the minimum, that's what they want us to do, which is cool. So let's do it. Now, let's say you're going to say, I want to add even more of interest just to minimize the crowd. So you can do that too, right? So because my goal over here is to, as I mentioned at the beginning, is to promote the listing, right? And get some buyers or whatever. So let's see what kind of interest or what have you you can add to get more specific. Now you don't want to get too specific unless you have a very, very, very specific interest or campaign that you targeting very specific group of people. So on the right over here, you always want to keep it as or, not and, right? Because and is a condition that will be only if this one exists, right? Only if they have that interest and this interest and this interest. The or is more flexible, so you don't losing potential crowd that will be more flexible. So let's say, for example, one interest that we know, and it's definitely still relevant and it's out there, Zillow, right? So definitely gonna choose the Zillow. And look at the preview over here. It shows you audience size 36 million people, right? So which is, I'm not gonna hit 36 million, but it just shows you the capacity in that specific radius, right? So that's definitely something I want to add. And let me see, Kim, what other subjects I can
Well,
add?
you could, along the same lines, you could also do the realtor.com or Trulia. But then you could maybe, if you had a luxury listing, you could say something like golf courses or wine tasting.
Right. Okay. So maybe if it's an area or a house that will be kind of like more geared to entry level or whatever. Maybe like first time. I don't know if they're gonna give me that first time home buyers, right? Yeah. Oh, there it is. It's first time home buyer grant. 3.5 million people interest. That could be interesting as well. It's another option you can do, what have you, right? So you can play with that if you want. And one thing I'll do, Kim, please remind me to share. I sent it to you, right? The PDF with the tips. So remind me to share this as a link over here, so you guys can look into that. It's pretty awesome.
Okay.
You can already see like pre-targeted like sample campaigns, etc. So I'm going to save this selection over here, and you can see what I added. And once again, you don't have to add those, but it just helps to layer random people that might not have those interests because you want to have a more targeted crowd. So let's say I'm okay with that, right? So I'm just going to click on Save Facebook Ad. And as you can see from the top to the bottom so far, I have everything in green. So the last thing I have to do is to handle my budget. So I'm going to click on this one. And what I recommend, so someone asked about how long in advance. It depends. It really depends. So if you have a coming soon listing and it's on your MLS as coming soon, then you have the right to publicly market it. So then you can do it right away. So it's going to be up to 21 days before the listing even hits the MLS as active. So do you want to do 21 days campaign? Why not? What I would recommend is this. Oh, sorry. One more thing is, what if you got the listing and everything, you didn't get the pictures until the day of and whatever. So you can do it maybe only the day of the listing, right? Or a few days after the listing. Also, there's a lag time between you putting the listing on the MLS until the listing is live on the KWLS. There's time of syndication. That's why why, okay? And I'm going to say this because I keep repeating that and people just don't get it yet. And guys, utilize KWLS, okay? Even if you have a listing, you can still go uncheck the KWLS and add this listing as KWLS listing. It's going to syndicate. It's not going to mess up your existing listing. It's just going to syndicate to additional websites. And the cool thing about that, as an active live listing or coming soon, etc., the cool thing about that is that you're going to get a KWLS ID number, right? So when you get the KWLS ID number, you see, if I'm going to go over here, let me just try it out for a second. Change listing. You see over here, property address. You can go over here. Well, this is advertise existing listing. So I'm going to go afterwards and show another example for you to attract listings or attract buyers, etc. You have the option to add the KWLS ID number because this is not an active listing, right? And if it is, it's already on the MLS. So just to give you an idea, you can utilize KWLS as an extra layer if it's not on the MLS to promote what you want to promote. So back to my point over here, what I would recommend is do it in as soon as you can, way in advance that you legally can, right? So you can do it up to 21 days before. Now, I would recommend to do a 21-day campaign. What I would recommend to do no more than 5, maybe 7 days campaign. Okay, between 5 to 7 days campaign. Why? Because it's gonna hit the targeted crowd right away, like day after, or sometimes even the same day. It's gonna start to target the crowd, and you're gonna start to see that things are moving and shaking, people watching the ad, etc. You might even gonna get immediate leads. And the reason is that you don't want to go too long is once you trigger the ad, there's not in command, there's not a way to cancel it. You can only pause it, but you cannot cancel the ad. Okay? So you have to be aware of that, and you have to be make sure that you understand, like once you trigger the ad, it's out there, it's live, and it's going to be consumed until the last dollar or the day off, right? So, and I'm going to show a trick in a minute how to duplicate ads and change them if you want to. So, and explain to you also like why do you want to do it? Okay, it's an old trick that marketers out there using for a long time. So back to this one. Today is the 27th, so it won't let you to do it the same day. You see, it should only day after because they have to review the ad, and then I'm going to do it for like, let's say 5 days. In my budget, I just want to do like $20, so it's going to be $4 a day. Okay, and then I'm going to save that, and then I'm done. Next thing I'm going to do is click over here as publish campaign. It's going to ask me for my credit card information. I already have mine in. It's gonna charge you those $20, and it's gonna trigger tonight or tomorrow. It's gonna start to hit. So let me save it as a draft and show you some things in the back end, and then we're gonna go back to the ad, right? So here, as you can see, I have the draft. Yes.
Excuse me. Before you jump over there, I missed something here, and I'm messed up with it. And that's on the Facebook ad under the channel options on just before you jumped over. I filled out all the other stuff, the text, the media. What was the Facebook ad part that you were doing? The HTTPS, all that stuff.
Okay, hold on. Let me go back for a second.
Sorry.
No, that's fine. If you missed it, maybe someone else missed it. So that's a good question. Click over here. Sorry, I cannot see it over here. Edit campaign. So you ask about the ad media?
Facebook ad. I don't know. I didn't get that part. The one that says to configure the Facebook ad. Yeah. What'd you do in there?
Okay, so are you talking about the ad targeting?
Yeah, so it says, I put it on there, and then it says fill in the required fields, and I wasn't sure what I was supposed to put in there on the
Oh,
follow-up
okay.
destination.
Okay.
The
So,
follow-up destination URL above that.
okay. Sorry.
One more up there. Wait, just down, wait, down. That's it, right there. What's that?
Okay. I'll get back into that. Okay.
All right.
Yeah. Give me a few minutes because I'm gonna show you guys how to do it and what you can put over there. Okay. But just as a note, Alan, there, what you can put your virtual presentation. You can put your virtual tour. You can put your drone. You can put a link. You can put your Facebook link. You can put whatever link that you want to. What I did, I'm going to teach you guys in minutes how to create a single property website that will capture leads even more. Okay, instead of sending them to like a passive page, or because your virtual listing, your virtual tour, and your Facebook page and your website and everything doesn't capture leads, right? If they choose to, and they can still interact with you, and, call and everything. But just FYI, if they got to that point, you already captured their lead anyways. So here, as I mentioned to you, this is where you see monitor the campaigns and everything. As you can see, those are two samples of campaigns that I did. One was finished, $20. But it's actually I paid $20, but I actually spent $23.53 because Facebook is another cool thing that KW and Facebook has. When you pay $1 to Facebook campaigns or Facebook ads through command, you actually pay, I don't know, 70 cents on the dollar, something like that, 80 cents on the dollar, something like that. So you actually get to spend more for paying less. That's just what the deal that they did with Facebook. Sometimes they have specials. You're going to see that, they're like, hey, spend 75 bucks, and then get $25 back, whatever it is, right? Or like, it's like, pay $50, but get, $75 worth of campaigns. So it's amazing because it's a lot of money that can generate you a lot of exposure and a lot of leads. So that's just like one sample that I used over here, and so you can see that on the paid ads, as I mentioned over here. Okay, so let me jump for a second and show you on the consumer page, and I'm gonna try to make it not too technical, but just to try to follow me, how you can create that one page capture page, okay, like a website page. And if you're not sure and confused and it's too fast or whatever, number one, you can always go back and watch this recording on KW Shares, or go to our YouTube channel and watch all the recordings. Or you can reach out to me, Kim, Patricia, and ask, hey guys, can you show us like one-on-one and help us out? Not a problem. So here, if I'm going to create a new site, and I'll do a standalone page, create a page, I want to add 3 layers to that single page, and I'm going to name it like the same name of the listing. Okay, I'm going to add my branded header in a listing, and at the bottom, you see what I'm doing? Just like drag and drop, and then a lead form. That's what we're going to capture the leads. This is the part over here. So, and then I'm going to configure the widgets. I'm going to go to the header first, and over here I'm going to write whatever you want to write. I'm going to write the same, new listing. Okay, everything else is already filled because you finished your marketing profile. And look on the left-hand side. This is a preview. Next, the arrow on the top. I'm going to go to the next step, which is the listing, which is the second widget. Click on it, and then I'm going to search the property. Search. And that was it. Select. And look what happened over here. It's going to, on the right, it's going to pull the listing, all the data. And I'm going to click Save and Apply. And I'm done. Look on the left. It puts all the information. Okay. And it's just one single property website. I'm going to go next to the third level, which is the capture page, but there's nothing to change over here. And then what I'm going to do is just click on publish page. Yes. And now it's a live public page. Okay. That, if I'm going to click on it, what you guys are going to see is the actual listing page. Okay. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to just copy it for a second. And let me just share it on the chat group over here. Rosenberg, see if you can click on that page on your end. Well, let's do a quick test for a second. And you can look at it or whatever, but at the very bottom, put your information and click submit or whatever, right? Which is going to be different, guys, by the way. If Alan would have gone through the process of looking at my Facebook ad and get to that page, I would already get a lead from as Alan Rosenberg, whoever the person was, got a lead from the Facebook ad. And then if he would put his information over there, like he's going to do in a few minutes, you're going to see, I'm going to show you what's going to happen. Then that's additional lead that is going to go to the system because maybe, for whatever reason. But I'll show you how that's being done as well, just for you to understand. So now this is not a session about how to create those single landing pages, but you can see it's not hard to do. You just have to follow the steps. And I'm going to go back to my page, campaigns, into my paid ads over here. And as you can see, I'm going to go back to my draft, edit campaign. But this is the one that we did, earlier. In Rosenberg, back to your question, Facebook ads, I'm going to finish to configure that. So here at the destination, let's say I didn't have anything or I want to change it. I'm going to choose site, and look what I'm going to choose right now. I'm going to choose the one that I just created a few minutes ago. There it is, 3247 Pontiac Street. Okay, and that's the exact same one that you see over here. That's what the consumer is gonna, once they're gonna click learn more, they're gonna go to that page, and that page goes back to me. It's not a Zillow page or just a random page or whatever, or like a virtual tour that don't have any engagement. It's a live page that will go back to me, right? So save that one, and now basically I'm done.
Meny,
So,
can I say one thing?
Sure.
Maybe you can show them how they can customize the URL so it has the property address in it instead of those random numbers and letters.
Sure, and Rosenberg, I'm not sure if you did finish the submit your information or not.
I did not.
Okay, so can you just do like a fake one just for a minute, just for us to see what it does?
I kind of got lost there for a moment. Sorry, to be honest with you.
Okay, no worries. Kim, can you just do a fake submission for a second? So Alan's gonna stay focused with us. So you see, just to fix what you told me, to show you, if you go to the consumer for a second, to those landing pages over here, you see this page is a default page. This is the first part, pages.kw, etc. Okay. This is my username and whatever. If you want to customize this whole messy last part, click on that one and then change URL. And then you just can change that one to, whatever name that you want to call it. No spaces. Okay, create. And now you can see that the name was changed. Now, does it really matter? Not really, because you're not really going to publish that page as your new website or whatever. But, customarily, what a lot of agents are doing is that they're purchasing a domain. So someone is going to, like for this one, someone's going to buy 3247pontiac.com. For example, if it's taken, Pontiac ST or street.com or whatever, right? Then you can mask it with that crazy, not so clean URL. But you can, if you don't want to, you can do that, and that's fine as well. It's not a big of a deal. I don't think it has any importance, especially if you're inside the ad. So let's go back to the campaigns. And then, Alan, tell me where you lost me, because it's okay, because, maybe other people have the same problem. And once again, it can seem to be a bit complicated, but once you do like one or two, then it's like, it wasn't that hard.
When you started, then you said, this is really easy. Just kidding. No, just joking. When you went from that and you created the second, like the postcard thing, when you started adding all that second, which you've got over here on the right-hand stuff, the picture and all that stuff, I kind of got lost when you jumped from one to the next.
Okay, so let me get into that. But before, what I want to do is I'll show you one thing. So let's say that this is an ad. You see it says completed, right?
Right.
This one. And it's either running right now, or it's completed, or it's a draft, and you want to duplicate it. Number one, it did really, really well. You want to duplicate the same thing, just modify a few things, right? Because it had good performance. Or you want to do the same exact ad, $10 each, for example, right? But one, the URL, the link takes you to the landing page that I showed you how to build, and the other one takes you to a virtual tour, right? Because on the description, you're gonna write, instead of call me or whatever, you're gonna say, check out this cool virtual tour. Click on the button, right? So people are going to say, oh, virtual tour, going to click, versus learn more about the property. Oh, I don't care about the property, right? Maybe it's going to be more engagement, but it's the same ad, the same property. That's why you want to duplicate ads at the same time to figure out which ads is performing better. And don't even shy away from doing like a $5 ads. I mean, maybe it's too small, but you can test a few and see which one had the most triggered the most interest, and then, okay, let me do that for $50, right? Just to give you ideas. Another thing is, and it's not a statement by any means, but it's just what I see that is happening out there. And I'm challenging you. I'm urging you to do something different. If you typically in this industry don't farm or didn't farm. When I say farm, it's not just geographic farm traditionally 500 homes, 300 homes or whatever. Is some kind of ongoing touch of your sphere, of your spheres or farm or whatever via postcards or mails or some consistent touch, right? If you didn't do that, I don't know if you're going to be consistent doing Facebook ads, because it's a skill that anybody can do any given time and right away. But it's a commitment, it's self-discipline. So you have to be committed to say, I want to farm this specific area of 500 homes for the next 18 months, once a month. My budget is $200 a month, let's say, right? Or the same way, you can say, this is what I want to do, this is the area, or if you get listings in different places and whatever, you can commit yourself to do $50 a month Facebook ads. I think it's the bare minimum. You definitely want to target for more than $50 a month, or you can start with that and then you can grow, because you are going to get traction for sure. So, but you have to be committed to it, not just do like one time. It didn't work for me. You have to test it out and do it over and over and over again, and also understand what you're trying to do. Okay, so Lena over here, my command for some reason is not showing me the landing page option in the design section. Who can I contact to troubleshoot that? Joanne. Lana, text me, and we'll do a Zoom afterwards. We'll check it out. Joanne, you as well. Just send me a text, please. Thank you. So let's say I want to.
It's in consumer. Maybe they're in the wrong spot.
Yeah, we'll check afterwards. No worries. So you see, like over here in this draft, let's say, as I mentioned, I want to duplicate that. So I'm going to do duplicate campaigns and duplicate and customize. I don't want to run it. I just want to customize it. Right? And Rosenberg, I'm going to go back to you right now, the step by step. I'm going to show you.
I'm watching.
And as you can see at the top over here, name and goal. So here you can even change this stuff, right? So look, I'm not going to change the name. Well, I am going to change the name because this is 3247, 3247, whatever street. And here I'm going to do over here is attract buyers. And I'm going to change it over here from the goal, instead of advertise listing, which says promote the listing and find potential buyers, I'll do only specific for attract buyers. Save name and goal. Okay, now basically, to be honest with you, I wouldn't change anything else. I'm going to go through steps, but I wouldn't change anything. I'll just change the algorithm. And I would run those 2 ads, each one for $10, and see which one will give me better return. Did you follow me for a second?
Yep.
So I actually, it's like if you have to give a different example, it's like you go to, it's like sending a postcard to your farm and say, which postcard is going to be more great, like more engagement? The traditional one or a funky yellow with shapes and it has a smell, right? Of Allen's cologne. Interesting. Probably not that one, but the same concept. So you're just changing the packaging of your reach. So here, once again, you can manipulate that part. Second one, you can change the listing as you wish to, right? Show my listing or all listing, right? Or whatever it is. Over here, you can, all listing, you can change that information over here. I'm not going to change it right now. Add text. Here you can change all the text. So let's say I did want to change. Let's say I did the same name and goal. I didn't change that. I just want to change on the text. To write this description is, check out, not heck out. Check out this cool virtual tour. Okay, whatever. So it's going to show at the bottom over here afterwards, right? So you can do that, and then the media, same thing. Like you can decide to do the same ad, but then one with video, right? You can click over here and choose like a neighborhood video, or upload the video that you have of your property, up to 1 minute max, not even that, or maybe a link, a URL to virtual tour that you have or whatever, right? So you can do that as well. I'm going to leave the images. And then over here on the Facebook ad, the configuration, same thing. You're going to choose, it's already been chosen for you because it did the duplication here. If it was a virtual tour, I'm going to just put the URL of my virtual tour, for example. Okay? So that's how you can manipulate. Rosenberg, did you follow my steps?
I got it.
Okay. And once again, like, don't get too techie with this part over here. Just keep it to the very bare minimum, just to start with something. And I highly recommend, once again, go over here and don't be shy to put. Actually, you know what? I don't know if they have a minimum amount. I'm gonna go. You see, like, let's say I'm gonna put $5. Let me see if it's gonna even give me $5. Save duration. Yeah. You see, I can do as low as $5 a day, right? Or 3 days, whatever, just to test a few of those. So you spend $20 on 4 different ads, $5 each, just to test out the system. Like, what's the worst that can happen, right? So, because how many engagement really do you get from postcards? Not a lot in conversions. Facebook ads, for sure, statistically proven, generating way more engagement and business, right? So there's one more thing I want to show you. Kim, anything else that we need to mention?
No, I think you covered it all. I mean, it's nice to know also that they can load, say, $50, and even if they're only going to spend 10, and it will keep track of your balance, letting you know how much you have left.
And you see over here, this is the lead that I got.
That was me.
Yeah, and if I'm gonna click on that, I'm gonna see Mindy Jordan came from my landing page, which was that the subject page that I showed you earlier, right? And this is love this. You put a comment over there, right? So it comes to you right away, and this also like ping on my Kelly app. So it's very important for you to have to have your Kelly app as well, just FYI, right? Let me stop sharing for a second. I wanna send you this link to the page I told you about. Let me just find it. Kim, what else do you wanna mention in a couple of minutes? So I'm gonna find this page.
Well, I think it's important about what you were saying, to leave the users curious, and one strategy I know agents sometimes use is, since we know home buyers are always interested in the kitchen, the master bedroom, maybe the backyard, if you have a lot of really great pictures, maybe you leave one of those items out. Don't show all your cards. Let them wonder about what the master bedroom is like, so that it gives them a reason to contact you.
Yeah, good point. Do you see any questions people are asking?
No.
Well, I'm looking for this page. This is a really cool stuff. I really want to share with you guys. Just bear with me. Can't find it for Sarah. I sent it to Trisha and to Kim.
Someone had a question about how long would it take after you load something on your MLS for it to be syndicating.
Good question. I don't know the exact time, but maybe it can take up to 2 to 3 days. I at one point I saw it, like sometimes I saw like day after it's already available. Sometimes I saw it after a couple of days. So I'm not sure exactly how that works, but you can always, as I mentioned, you can always create the same one on KWLS. You just have to uncheck the button over there. Unfortunately, I cannot find what I sent you, Kim. Do you have it by any chance? It was a really good one-page PDF I sent you and Patricia with the Facebook, kind of like a cheat sheet with Facebook ads that people can utilize. Okay.
No, I'm sorry.
That's fine. I will find it, and I'm gonna respond to the actual video after it's gonna be posted in a few minutes after the session with the link. So whoever is watching right now, please go back and watch it afterwards. And then another thing here, if you're either watching on Blue Jeans, I just send you the link, or here on Facebook Live, I just send you the link as well. Click on it and subscribe to our channel. And every time we finish a class or a session or interview or team meeting or whatever, we usually up to 24 hours later, we upload those recordings. So you can go back and watch dozens of recordings of classes going back to 2019 of all those good stuff. So yeah. Cool. Kim, what else?
I think you covered everything.
I hope so. And you know what? I've actually found the Facebook ad guide. So here, stay here with me for a minute, not even that, and I'm gonna make it a Google shared drive, and I'm gonna give it to you, and it's pretty amazing. It's like a cheat sheet for Facebook ads, and you can just kind of like get ideas of scripts and audience, etc. It's really cool stuff. So let me do it right now. And I'm going to share with you in a moment over here. Here it is. Copy link. Beautiful. Okay, so here you have it over here on Blue Jeans, and you have it over here on KW Shares Live. Click on it. Kim, can you see it if you're clicking on it? Is this the same thing?
Yep.
Cool. Perfect. We got it. So very cool, guys. All right. I think with that, hopefully it was cool. Okay. Good job, Christine Wheeler. With that, take whatever you learn, step by step, baby steps, implement. Put your today, even if you don't have a listing, find something to promote. Put your first $5 ad out there and see how it works. Okay? If you have questions, reach out to us. Appreciate you guys. Stay safe, stay active. Things are picking up again, so let's get something. Okay? Let's make it work.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody. Thank you, Kim.
Bye.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks, everybody.